Okay, so this is something I brought to many manufacturers' attention. I brought it to President, Stryker, brought it to Eric, the guy who just took over Ranger with all their new Ranger microphone, or yeah, all the new Rangers. Uh, Eric's the guy who made the Max Mod and made these Palomar SL41 noise canceling microphone, powered electric, custom element, great mics. Can't find them anymore. Uh, you have your best microphone ever made. Mine's paint. I have two of them. I painted one orange. A Static 575 M6. It's got the power on one side, volume and tone on the other side. Basically, tone and bass. This is not the 636L. This is the Astatic 575 M6. See, there's two sliders. The Japs haven't copied this one yet. Find these on eBay, about 200 bucks used. Alright, so in relation to this radio, we'll go then to their stock mic. Okay, this is their Anytone stock mic. Stryker 94 also uses the same thing. It's an Anytone Apollo, whatever. Then you have what a lot of guys, when I take these polls out there and I post polls on what microphone people are using on their radios, this is it right here. This is the $25 mic and Ranger SRA 198. A lot of guys are running these. A lot of guys. Now, you got good clean audio on them. They take out the background noise. The cost is audio. So we're going to do a little test here. I could do it on the scope. Don't need to. You're going to see. So we're going to start off right off the bat. One by one. We're going to take the stock Anytone mic. Okay. Stock 6-pin Anytone mic. We're on a clean channel. No tricks. 300 watt scale. Problem with the Anytone mic, it's got volume, but it doesn't match your voice too well and it brings in a lot of background noise. Okay? So it's probably not a good choice for the car. So we'll plug our Anytone in. We're going to talk normal. Dead key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see we're just swinging 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to yell or whistle into microphones, because that's not how you talk. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Exactly cutting 50 with the stock. Not bad. And actually it's pretty good for a stock mic, except the fact it brings a lot of background noise in. Can use a lot of work. Now we're going to take the Astatic 575 M6. Okay, I got an adapter for it here. I don't like using adapters, but I have so many frickin' radios. Whatever. Alright, plug the Astatic in. Now the Astatic 575 M6, this can be tailored to your voice with the toner bass slider, which is real nice. If your radio's tuned right, and your radio's not done by a hack shit shop that cuts limiters and stuff, you know, you can sound pretty natural on the Astatic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, test, audio test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So as you see, just changing a microphone. Now I could crank the volume up, but it's going to overdrive it, so I'm running it like I normally run it, how I sound. Okay? So we're going to go over to the Palomar SL41. That'll be the next mic we put on there. And these mics also inside, there's a jumper you could place on. You could put a jumper inside to add bass to your voice. And inside there is a little tiny VR trimmer tool for volume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 30 to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just touching a little over 40. Okay. So those microphones are acceptable. Back to the one everybody's using. All the truck drivers use these. They're clean, but they come at a price. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 28 watts? You're losing half of your audio power by switching microphones, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, do you see it? We're not even touching 30 watts with this. Should we whistle? Yeah. Now who the fuck talks like that on the radio? Hi, Johnny! You know, that's not what it's made for. You put the rubber to your lip and you talk normally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? We're just cutting 30 watts. Just cutting 30 watts with the Ranger. So this is what I have been trying to get the manufacturers to realize. It's the input impedance of the radio, okay? You're not a lot of guys don't understand that. So what they'll do is the hack techs will say, oh, I can tune your radio to your microphone. I'll tune your radio just for the microphone. And they don't modify the audio chain. All they're doing is trying to spin the modulation pot up, way over modulated, and then tell you to run that microphone. That does not fix it. That does not fix it. You can't just crank the modulation pot to 175% and think this microphone is that's gonna change the microphone. Okay? Don't work that way. So there are a few shops that can do that. Fine Tune CB Shop is one. He can make that Ranger microphone work on the Strykers, the Lincolns, and the Anytones. Pretty much any radio. So what has to be done to your radio is the question. The input impedance has to be matched to the microphone. The input impedance of the radio has to see the input impedance of the microphone. So why are manufacturers making high impedance radios when what we have to choose from on the market are not always high impedance microphones? Okay, so my opinion, which is all I have is an opinion, is if you're going to go out there with your Anytone, your Strykers, 955, 655, 497s, 94s, the whole new line of Ranger just came out, and they're coming with the Ranger SRA 198. You know they didn't have enough brains at the factory to match that radio input impedance to them radios. You don't even get a direct answer when you ask the man himself. So my opinion would be, unless we can all send our radios to Mark Sherman and overload him with work, or somebody out there has more brains than me, which a lot of people do, and can figure out the schematics on these radios, the input impedance needs to be adjusted. A lot of guys are running a static 636L microphones, Ranger SRA 198 microphones. They are the most popular microphones out on the market in the truck driving mobile world, CB mobile world. In the house, hell, I got the Heil, I got the mixing board. I can do whatever I want and get my audio up. But in the mobile, I really can't take the 575 M6 because they're not noise canceling. So you guys can't go out and buy a Palomar SL41 today. They're no longer available. Okay? I have that option where I just take this in the car, my Palomar SL41. I'm good. Okay? I'm good with this. Mobile. And even bass if it's noisy. A lot of guys don't have the option to go get a Palomar SL41. They're not made anymore. Okay? So you're going to use your stock mic to get loud audio, but it's going to bring in background noise and it's not going to sound good. The stock mics on these don't sound that great. If you want to go dump $2 on eBay on a static 575 M6 for the house, or if you have a newer quiet vehicle, you know, you drive around with the windows up all the time, the 575 M6 is a beautiful, wonderful choice. And that's what I run in the house 99% of the time. So this is not only for the Anytones, okay, this is also your Strikers, your Rangers, your Galaxies, and it's a little spec sheet the guys don't want to show. When you get your radio, your manual, it's not showing input impedance. Okay, a lot of them hide it. They won't do it. But most of these newer ones are high impedance radios. The average user that's going to go mobile is going to get a noise canceling non-powered microphone, which is low impedance. Now we just proved it. We weren't even hitting 30 watts of audio, and some of the other microphones were tickling 48 to 50 in normal talk. I can get that Ranger SRA 98 198 to go to 50, but we had to freaking yell into that mic, and that's not how you talk. So hope a little bit of this was helpful, showing you guys that, you know, and it's not only the watt meter, you know, you have to see how the tone of that is versus your voice. That's what I mean. So yeah, the stock mic gave us the highest output power, but the stock mic is not a clean mic. You see what I mean? It doesn't match your voice. My point is, again, number 2, match your mic to your radio. Match your mic to your voice. Manufacturers like these guys, they don't even give out a schematic anymore. You used to be able to hold these 2 buttons here, menu and mode, and go into a service menu and adjust your deal. No, can't do that anymore. So it is what it is. Unless you can find out somebody out there that has schematics for your radio and could change the input, the input to match the microphone, that's what we're kind of dealing with here. So hope some of this sunk in, hope some of it made any sense, made some sense, made any sense, whatever. But again, it's something I've been fighting with these manufacturers with behind the scenes. Like, the microphones available to the average user don't match your radios, and your stock mics suck. So just imagine how much more audio we can get out of a radio and how much cleaner and louder we could sound without having to hack the hell out of them if the manufacturers did their job at the factory and did a little more research. Okay, we're talking on them. They're pumping them out every 6 or 8 months, these new models, some of these companies, and they just don't understand. Unless we get some modifications on the internals of these radios, we're honestly losing audio based on the microphones that we can actually pick from on the internet, unless we're fortunate enough to have the money to go buy a static 575 M6 when they come up used, or, you know, find a good power mic that's a clean power mic. There's also the Extreme 2018. That's another good microphone. It's very heavy on the bass side though, and Workman has a knockoff of it for $40. You don't want that. But the Extreme 2018 is also made by Palomar. That has 2 dials on the top for echo and shit. I cut them right off. I sliced the trace on the main board and kill all the echo in that microphone and talk back right off the bat. But It's also a good power mic. It's just very basic. So D104s, a lot of guys have them. Again, for the house, D104 is a tin can mic. It's very tinny sounding unless you modify the hell out of it. So, all right, I'm done rambling. That's my 2 cents. You've seen the proof. I don't know where we go with this, but we just keep on the manufacturers.